Hello everyone. The 1990s had some of the greatest riffs in rock and metal. One of those guitarists that provided that decade with those riffs is none other than the late great Dimebag Darrell of Pantera. Dimebag Darrell was an amazing guitarist who has written some of the most memorable riffs that the metal world has ever seen. Before I go into why Dimebag is truly a great guitarist, I will go through his backstory, his musical influences, his style of guitar playing, and the influence he has had on music. Dimebag Darrell was born on August 20th, 1966 in Ennis, Texas, U.S., and he died on December 8th, 2004 in Columbus, Ohio, U.S., at the age of 38. His full name is Darrell Lance Abbott. He was the second son of Caroline and Jerry Abbott. His father was a country music producer. His older brother was future fellow Pantera band member who is the late Vinnie Paul. His brother played drums. Their mother supported their musical endeavors. Dimebag took up the guitar when he was 12. His first guitar was a Les Paul style Hondo, which he received along with a pig-nose amplifier on his 12th birthday. He would often spend his time in his room standing in front of a mirror while holding the guitar while wearing Ace Frehley style makeup, though he was unable to play the instrument at the time. His father learned Kiss songs to teach the young Dimebag how to play them. Dimebag also learned from the country musicians who recorded at his father's studio, such as Bugs Henderson. The Abbott brothers' first jam session consisted of 6 hours of Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple. They took inspiration from Alex and Eddie Van Halen. In a 2016 interview, Vinnie said him and his brother were inseparable after they began playing music together. At the age of 14, Dimebag entered a guitar contest at the Agora Ballroom in Dallas, in which Dean Selinski, founder of the Dean Guitars, was one of the judges. Dimebag won the competition. Selinski said that he blew everyone away. Dimebag would later win many other contests in the area, and was eventually asked to not compete and instead judge the competition so that others could win. Pantera would eventually be formed in 1981, and Dimebag would eventually join the band due to his brother's request. Before Phil Anselmo joined the band, Dimebag and his bandmates would play glam metal. Around in 1984 and 1985, the Abbott brothers began listening to Metallica and Slayer, which made them desire to move towards a heavier sound. This made their lead singer at the time unhappy and made him quit the band in 1986. Late in 1986, Phil Anselmo was hired to become the new vocalist of Pantera, and this is the beginning of the Pantera that we all know and love. With Dimebag's backstory covered, let's move on to his musical influences. Dimebag's musical influences are Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Metallica, Slayer, Van Halen, Ozzy Osbourne, Kiss, AC/DC, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Def Leppard, UFO, Ted Nugent, Pat Travers, and ZZ Top. Ace Frehley of Kiss inspired him to play guitar. Two other big influences on his guitar playing were Eddie Van Halen from Van Halen and Randy Rhoads from Quiet Riot and Ozzy Osbourne. You could even say that his guitar style was a combination of these two, with sprinklings of Metallica and Slayer influence to it as well. Dimebag has credited Tony Iommi of Black Sabbath for inspiring his guitar riffs. While growing up, his exposure to Texas blues had a big influence on him as well. Now, let's get into Dimebag's guitar playing. Dimebag made extensive use of the major third in his riffs and leads, which added dissonance to minor key tonalities. He employed symmetrical fingerings. He favored legato phasing. His love of legato gave his playing a fluid quality, and his powerful left hand technique enabled the implementation of the symmetrical patterns in his lead licks. He used passing tones between scalar tones to add tension. These chromatic licks made much of his playing. Dimebag would often use harmonics to create a squealing sound. He often used dyads in place of traditional power chords. This added texture to his riffs and, when played with distortion, created a tense sound. Dimebag would tune his guitar in drop D. Sorry about that. Regardless of the note or chord, he played with a Texas style, meaning a variety of techniques such as sliding, bending, palm muting, and the use of the whammy bar and effects pedals to produce an idiosyncratic sound. Dimebag was ranked at number 92 on Rolling Stone's list of the 100 greatest guitarists of all time in 2011, and number 19 on Louder's list of the 50 greatest guitarists of all time in 2018. He placed at number 5 on Gibson's list of the top 10 metal guitarists of all time in 2015, and the same year was ranked as the most influential metal guitarist of the past 25 years by VH1. 3 of his solos were ranked in Guitar World's 100 Greatest Guitar Solos of All Time, with Walk at number 57, Cemetery Gates at number 35, and Floods at number 19. Getting into the impact that Dimebag has had on metal, he, along with his bandmates, created the metal subgenre groove metal, and because of that, they became the leaders of the groove metal movement from the early to mid-90s. Dimebag heavily influenced the nu metal and metalcore scenes. When he was killed by a deranged fan on that fatal day in December of 2004, it was like the JFK assassination for the metal community. Dimebag was loved by fans, friends, fellow musicians, and when he was murdered, all 3 of these groups became very depressed because of it, due to the impact that he has had on metal, and with him being a genuine nice person. Well, we are at the end of this video, and if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share this video. I'm Vaughn Wesley, and have a good day. Goodbye.